following video may contain content parents may find unsuitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
Hello, everybody. It's Hunger again, and we're doing Christmas stuff. Sorry, had the microphone muted. I was recording some things. Anyway, so yeah, Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. For some of you, it's already Christmas Eve. But yeah. So
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
Yeah. So I need to kind of figure out where my border is here. That's the problem. So I have this here. Which is like, hey, this is what your thing looks like. So yeah, ideally I'd like to set up a border so that I know where my out of bounds zone is, like where I can and can't build, you know. But I kind of need caps to help. Anywho. So I think to start with, I'm just going to make some nice I mean, most of the thighs are visible there. I don't know, like those are thighs. That's what, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, you see calves. No, like you see the calves on the girls in the back. Like those are thighs. Like. Anyway. I guess I'm gonna have to destroy all this shit over here. It's annoying. So. Yeah. But yeah, it's funny because I was talking about how Setsuna, Sailor Pluto, is like the only adult in the group. But then I remembered that the oldest member of the team actually varies depending on whether you're watching the anime or reading the manga. So, so in the anime, that's totally correct. In the original anime, the one that's I don't know about Sailor Moon Crystal because I haven't seen it, but in the original Sailor Moon anime from the 90s, Setsuna is the oldest member of the team. You know, she's like an adult with like a job and everything. You know, but in the manga, the oldest member of the team is Chibiusa. Because in the manga she's a lollibaba. She's over 1,000. She's like around 1,000 years old. So. And I don't think they should have changed it, because it makes some of her behavior make more sense. So the thing with Chibiusa is, in the timeline she comes from, in the timeline that she comes from, like, there was some sort of a crisis that Sailor Moon saved the world from, and she became the ruler of the world, and people basically became immortal. So in the manga version of the story, Chibiusa stopped aging around like 12 years old, and she has a complex about it. Like, she's kind of pissed that she's been stuck in the body of a child all that time. You know? So, like, towards the end of that arc where she first shows up, she gets the chance to become an adult woman, and she kind of becomes a villainess for a while. Like, you know, so, you know, it's kind of it's a whole thing, you know? But in the anime, when that happens, it's like, okay, so they're just going to turn her into an adult prematurely, you know, even though she's got, like, the mind of a 12-year-old, and it's like, it's just kind of weird and creepy, you know, like, anyway, I mean, it's still creepy, weird, and wrong, in the manga, but it makes more sense, you know, that why she's acting the way she does. Yeah. So, like I said, she basically spends like about 1,000 years in that body, and she's frustrated that she can't grow up, you know, and, you know, there's just a whole thing, you know, like it makes her a very different character in the manga than she is in the anime. And like I said, I kind of prefer that version just because like I said, it makes more sense, and you know, it's just something where, you know, and listen, I know that there's a whole thing about the lollibaba thing, but, you know, the way I see it is the lolly body type applies to a pretty large percentage of Japanese women. adult women. Like there are a lot of adult Japanese women that look like that. So having having older characters with that body type is not necessarily beyond the pale for a Japanese creator. Like now, like I said, there are lolly characters in anime that are clearly young, and that's a whole other thing. But like I said, the lolly baba archetype, I understand it because, like I said, it's something where that's one of the facts of life in Japanese culture, basically. So it's just but yeah, who up jingling they bells?
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
Yeah, let me go ahead and get the chat going. There we go.
Go ahead and get
All right.
All right, sweet.
But yeah. Yeah. That's one of my favorite moments from that movie. That's from the second Sailor Moon movie, the Sailor Moon S movie. There's they're being attacked by monsters, and a rose hits the ground, and Sailor Moon and Sailor Chibi Moon both look up expecting Tuxedo Mask to be there, and it's freaking Santa Claus, and then that happens. Yeah, so Tuxedo Common in the show typically just kind of shows up and gives her some advice and then, pisses off, just like you said. But occasionally he does get in there and kind of mix it up with the villains. And that's always kind of interesting to watch. In the manga, he actually has like a special attack, like the girls do, but he doesn't have one in the anime. They kind of nerfed him.
Yeah, get fucking noob.
Am I mistaken, or is he kind of off doing his own thing too?
So the main reason that he doesn't do much during the first arc of the series, in the original series, is because he's not transforming voluntarily. Basically, basically in the first part of the series, when he shows up, he's basically unconscious when he transforms. So basically she'll be in trouble, and then the subconscious memories of his past life take over and transform him into Tuxedo Common to go save her. So his second identity isn't in control of it at all. Later on in the first series, he does manage to he does figure out who he is and start being able to transform at will. But and that leads to him being able to get a little more involved. But it's basically like he has like a really powerful devotion to her, like from their previous lives. So like when he can't, like when his current persona either can't or doesn't or is not interested in saving her, like his subconscious basically goes nuts.
The emergency boyfriend bodyguard switch is turned on today.
Right. Basically, in the second series, Sailor Moon R, during the first part, everybody has amnesia because at the end of the first series, everybody dies, and and Sailor Moon uses the silver crystal to bring everybody back, but they don't have any memories of what happened. So. So it's something where, because the silver crystal that she has at the time grants wishes, but it basically costs the user their life. But her wish was for everybody to live a happy life, so
Is
brought
that
her
what
back
those
too.
spiky things are?
What?
Is that something different? Is that what those orichalcum spiky looking things are?
Oh, the things on her head.
No. They're like spike balls, like stars. I remember seeing them in the show.
Huh. Yeah, no. No, the silver crystal, when she first gets it, she attaches it to her wand. But then in the second season, she gets attacked by a monster, and it breaks her transformation brooch. So she can't transform anymore. So she basically uses the crystal to fix the brooch, and the crystal is integrated into the brooch from that point on.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of something different. There were multiples of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the thing that kicks off Chibiusa's arc, Sailor Chibi Moon's arc in the story, is in the future she actually steals the crystal from her mother. Like she really just wanted to look at it. Like she wasn't thinking anything bad at the time, but she was basically borrowing it, and then they got invaded. And her mom didn't have the crystal, so she couldn't do anything. So yeah,
Just
kinda,
let everything go. Just let everything die. That's all.
Just little oops.
Free birth control.
Yeah, but anyway, so.
You wouldn't really call that an oops moment if you're just going to let everything die.
Well, the thing is, she didn't let everything die. She basically put up a giant barrier, and ended up falling into a coma. So
she died.
No, Sailor Moon basically, like I said, the future version of Sailor Moon at the time basically put up a giant barrier and sent herself into a suspended animation coma thing, and then Chibiusa. Still with the silver crystal in tow, ended up basically escaping to the past. Like she used like Sailor Pluto basically sent her back in time to keep her away from the invaders. Yeah.
I didn't realize she was from the Sonic Adventure Bad Future.
Yeah. So yeah, she's basically from a kind of bad ending future type thing that they have going on, but over the course of that season, the girls basically figure out who she is and then travel with her to the future to and fight the invaders on behalf of their future selves, basically. Like so the
future is saved.
Yeah, so basically they end up defeating basically the guys who invaded them in the first place were actually just being manipulated by a bigger villain, and so they end up Sailor Moon and Chibiusa end up using both silver crystals at the same time to kill him. Yeah.
This one does.
Yeah, as one does, yes. Yeah, no, Sailor Moon has an absolutely crazy story. Like, characters in that, like, a lot of people don't realize, but, like, characters in that show die frequently. Like, in the final season, Sailor Stars, like, that shit gets fucking dark. Like,
Yeah.
Like, characters are dying left and right, and it's just, yeah.
From back and forth to left and right.
It's just brutal. Like,
like, actual fucking...
Well, and the thing is, they changed it in the anime from the manga. So, in the final season, Sailor Moon Stars. So, in the final season, Sailor Moon Stars, the enemies are basically Sailor Senshi from outside of the solar system. You know, so it's Sailor Galaxia, and then a bunch of other Sailor Senshi, Sailor Iron Mouse, Sailor Tin Yonko, Sailor Lead Crow, and I think there was another one. But anyway, and then there's another group of Senshi that shows up that are basically trying to help, and they're called the Sailor Starlights. And during the course of that series, basically all the other Sailor Senshi except Sailor Moon and the Sailor Starlights kick it. Like, you know, yeah, like the thing, yeah, the Sailor Iron Mouse actually predates the VTuber Iron Mouse, which is funny. So...
Yeah, I was going to say that was a little whiplash for me. Having no context on this.
Yeah, but anyway, so in the anime version, you know, yeah, well, in the anime version, the you know, the other Sailor Senshis, Iron Mouse, Tin Yonko, and Lead Crow, which I think they're called like the Sailor Metals or something like that. Those in the anime version, those are basically being controlled by Sailor Galaxia because she stole their planet cores, like, which are basically like their souls, you know, like, so they're basically forced to do whatever she wants.
It's like a brainwashing almost.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is Sailor Galaxia is collecting those things. And so, like, at the she basically kills Tuxedo Common at the very beginning of the series. Like, and Usagi doesn't know he's dead. She thinks he's gone off to study to go to college in America. So she keeps sending him letters, and he's not writing back, and she's like depressed as fuck. So, like, you know, like later on, like, they reveal that he never even made it to the plane because, you know, she freaking just killed him at the airport, you know, like, so Sailor Galaxia killed him at the airport, and he never made it to his destination, but that's grueling. Yeah, like, it's brutal, like so, but like I said, you know, Galaxia ends up killing, like, everybody except for Sailor Moon and the Sailor Starlights, and another new character that shows up. So there's a character that shows up in that season, and her name is Sailor Chibi Chibi, and she's basically like toddler sized, right? Like, you know, and she doesn't she can't talk yet, right? She just the only thing that she says is Chibi Chibi, like a Pokemon, you know. You know? Yeah. The thing is, Chibi Chibi has a different identity depending on whether you're watching the anime or reading the manga. So, in the anime, Sailor Chibi Chibi is Sailor Galaxia's heart. You know, like her heart that loves justice that basically escaped from her body when she turned evil. Like, which is okay, I guess, but again, doesn't make a ton of sense. In the manga, Sailor Chibi reveals her true identity when Sailor Moon is like up shit creek with like, you know, like she's like basically having to face down Sailor Galaxia solo, you know, and
with a broken sword and a black eye.
Yeah, it's you know, it's like the situation's like super dire, and Chibi Chibi reveals herself, and it turns out that she's actually Sailor Moon from the future, like in even farther future than where Chibiusa came from, and basically she decided to change into that form and show up there because she knew that was going to be a hard time for herself. And that she would need a friend, you know, like, so.
Basically the Waffle House.
Yeah, like, so it's like, you know, and the thing is, that version of Sailor Moon is actually not called Sailor Moon anymore. She's called Sailor Cosmos. Yeah.
Sailor Cosmos.
Yeah, and she's basically a goddess at that point. Like, you know, like the one from Chibiusa's timeline is powerful, but this one's just stupid strong. Like, so.
Wow.
Like, so yeah. Yeah, but yeah, so Sailor Moon has some, like I said, the lore gets pretty dark at points, and they actually in the anime they actually cleaned up a lot of the deaths. A lot of the villains in the anime, instead of dying, they get redeemed. Like they have like a redemption arc, and they become good people, and you know, you see them from time to time, like, you know, just like walking down the street or whatever. But like in the manga, the villains get wrecked a lot. Like they just like, so. But yeah, in the original Sailor Moon anime, there's a villain named Nephrite, and in the anime version, Nephrite is around for like 13 episodes, and at the end of his arc, he has like this whole like redemption arc where he like turns over a new leaf, and then the bad guys just kill him. You know, like, you know, so it's like a big sad, you know, thing, you know, but but in the manga, right? In the manga, this plays out completely differently. Nephrite shows up literally like a page or two later. Sailor Jupiter shows up and vaporizes him with her first attack. Like,
God damn.
like, it's like literally her first time showing up to a fight, like transforming. She's literally one-shots him to death. You know, so it's just completely different character arc and progression. Like, you know, because in the original Sailor Moon anime, they decided to turn it into like a Monster of the Week type thing, like Power Rangers or Super Sentai. So basically, like, they made it like a formulaic, like, oh, every week a new monster shows up, and then the girls kill it, and, you know, rinse and repeat. You know, like, but in the manga, they don't got time for that. Like,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So yeah, they just freaking, you know, the main villains from the anime, a lot of them are just side characters in the manga that get wrecked in 2 seconds. Like, yeah. And like in the anime, like they get these whole ass arcs with like redemptions and shit. Like during the Sailor Moon R arc, you know, with the invaders from the future and everything. There's like these 4 sisters, and they all serve one of the main bad guys from the future villain group. Anyway, in the anime, these girls, like, they're around for like almost half the season, as villains, and then they have and then they all have a redemption arc and and basically lose their powers but become good people, and you see them periodically. But in the manga, and I think it's this way in Sailor Moon Crystal as well. Like 3 of the 4 of them like sacrifice themselves to capture one of Sailor Moon's friends. So like basically each of them like dies capturing one of them. Like so so like it ends up being like I think Sailor Moon and Sailor Venus that are left, and they have to go and save the other 3. But yeah, so it's like a whole totally different mess, like,
Wow.
Are those circus bitches?
No, the circus was the next arc. So that was even more fucking confusing. Like,
Oh, circus arc. I forgot
so
about that.
yeah, so there's the arc in Sailor Moon Super S is I think it's Super S. No, it is Super S. It's Sailor Moon Super S. The arc is revolves around a circus called the Dead Moon Circus. Basically, like, I can't remember what the exact lore is supposed to be, but like the villainess is basically like a moon princess from like another reality, or like the dark side of the moon or some shit, but like that's the main villain. But like basically they sneak into town under basically like under the cover of a circus. They're like, oh hey, the circus has come to town, that type of thing.
Right.
But like so like all the monsters are like circus performer type characters in that arc. And then anyway, during the first part of the arc, there's 3 villains who are, and basically their goal at the beginning of the arc is they're searching for a Pegasus. And it's a Pegasus that hides in people's dreams, right? So in order to search for it, they use like a dream mirror to look into the person's dreams. But like I said, they don't really have a good way of narrowing it down, so they're just kind of basically the only thing that they know is that in order to house the Pegasus, the person has to have very pure dreams. So they're like, oh well, so they go after people who have pure and wholesome dreams, and hope they get lucky, basically, at the beginning of it. But yeah, like, and again, the 3 villains from the beginning of the arc are Tiger's Eye, Fish Eye, and Hawk's Eye. And
yeah,
they like so those characters are all basically just animals that have been transformed into humanoids. Like, and in the anime, they basically get like a redemption arc, and they get to live in the dream world with Pegasus at the end, like, in their animal forms.
Wow.
In the manga, they just get killed. No frickin' mercy. Anyway, so, but
yeah. So I see where my confusion comes from. The circus ladies I was thinking of are not circus ladies. They're the Amazon Quartet.
Yeah, so the Amazoness Quartet.
The people you were talking
the
about.
Amazoness Quartet shows up after the 3 of them die, or have their redemption arc or whatever. So the Amazoness Quartet.
The movie with the circus.
Yeah, so the Amazoness Quartet. Their whole thing is they are basically acting as members of the Dead Moon Circus, but their true identity is they are actually the 4 soldiers that are supposed to serve Chibiusa in the future. But
Whoa.
Queen Nehelenia awakened them early and basically got it into their heads that they didn't want to grow up or be responsible, and that she could help them do that. Like, so, so like they have this whole thing about wanting to stay children forever and never grow up and have responsibilities and shit, like the fucking Lost Boys from Peter Pan or some shit. So,
Yeah, I remember the light blue one kind of
yeah,
really reflecting that the most in the show.
yeah, but basically, the each of them has in the show has like a different sort of circus persona. Like one of what like they're basically all they basically all act as acrobats, but they're like different types of acrobats. Like one of them balances on a giant ball, and like
Yeah.
so they all do like acrobat things. But yeah, like I said, they were basically their true identity is that they were originally supposed to be Chibiusa's posse, basically the way Sailor Moon has her posse. So so yeah, and that's kind of funny. It's like the ironic kind of funny. Yeah.
And the ironic kind of cool.
Yeah.
I remember
like,
the red one having beef with fucking Chibiusa.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and that checks out because Sailor Moon and Sailor Mars are at each other's throats pretty often too. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, they're basically Chibiusa's versions of Sailor Mars, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter. So, yeah. But yeah, and I think in Sailor Moon Crystal they actually explore that more. But hey Zero, how's it going?
Can't sleep, have fever. So
Yeah.
man,
it's going around. My brother said he was feeling under the weather, and I'm like, man, we got like Christmas Eve tomorrow. Like, my sister got sick last week, and her daughter got sick this week, and she's just now starting to feel better. So it's like, dang.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm just like, man, don't ruin my Christmas.
Right.
I need this. Yeah. Late for 2 hours. Oh, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. Like,
Dang.
but
What was it? Flight delay?
no, you just said that they're sick and having trouble sleeping. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That happens sometimes when you're sick. You get your nose gets stuffed up, and it's hard to breathe, and
Settle down.
Or if you have the opposite problem where your nose is running, that can happen too. But yeah. Goodness. But yeah, because basically the way, and it's funny too because a lot of there's a lot of that type of shit with the villains where the villains are actually just kind of like repurposed heroes, because the four sub villains that serve under Queen Beryl during the first arc, their true identity is they were actually supposed to be knights serving under Endymion, whose tuxedo masks past life. So Queen Beryl basically brainwashed them and took control of them. So, but yeah. Well, and also it's really funny that that the prince in Sailor Moon's name is Endymion, because there's actually a character in mythology named Endymion, and his story's fucked up. Like, so, the Sailor Moon version is much tamer. So yeah. Here, let me pull this up, because I got to get this right, because okay, so Endymion in mythology, right? So all right, in Greek mythology, Endymion is he, it varies a little bit. He's either a shepherd, hunter, or a king. Anyway, so there's different sources, but basically, in the Greek mythology story, Selene, the goddess of the moon, falls in love with him, and she asks Zeus to grant him eternal youth so that he would never leave her.
Interesting.
So anyway, so Zeus grants her wish and makes him, gives him eternity, but he also puts him to sleep forever. So he's eternally asleep. And then Selene, not deterred by this in the slightest, just fucks him in his sleep over and over again, and has $50 with him. It's $50 with him. Excuse me. So
50. Fuck the dollars out of him.
50. Yeah, sorry. 50. She has $50 by him. Anyway, but like I said, there's various different versions of the story. In some versions of the story, Endymion was had made a pass at Hera, so Zeus curses him with the sleep thing, and other things he was angry at him for another reason. But it's just so it's kind of convoluted. But yeah, but it's fucked up. Like, basically he gets put to sleep forever and then raped constantly.
So are you saying that money does not come from women?
Maybe. Yeah, sorry, I misspoke there.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, she steals his money and has 50 kids with him. Like a normal woman. Anyway.
I wanted to make a bad, divorce joke about that.
Yeah, like a divorce joke, right? Anyway. Steal $50 from you and have 50 kids.
Right.
Honestly, if she only took $50 from him, he got a pretty light on child support. Anyway. Maybe it's because he was asleep.
Right.
Anyway, but yeah, so but yeah, so that's totally a thing. Like, it's just so and it's funny because in the Greek mythology, Selene is the person who's in love with the Endymion, and in Sailor Moon, it's Serenity, which in Japan or Japanese, L and R are the same sound, so you could also pronounce it Selenity, or so you could say her name is based on Selene as well. So
Selene, Serene, Serenity, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So. But yeah, it's something where it's funny because a lot of the characters in the show are named after moon goddesses from various mythologies. Like it's kind of like a trend. Like for example, the cats. The black cat's name is Luna. The white cat is Artemis, and then the kitten that they have together is Diana. And all of those are moon goddesses in various mythologies. So yeah. Which is pretty funny.
I'll be honest, I think that's the single instance I've heard of the baby cat having a name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, the kitten's name is Diana. It's adorable.
Yeah. I remember it. I just did not remember that it had a name.
Mainly because Diana's an idiot. She is super stupid. Anyway, that sucks, Zero.
I remember the cat having incredible facial expressions in that show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the thing is, in the dub for Sailor Moon that Deke did, the first dub that Sailor Moon got, which was absolute garbage, they gave Luna like a bossy old lady voice.
Yeah, that's the one I watched.
Yeah. So the thing is, in the Sailor Moon S movie, Luna gets to turn into a human, and she's not a fat bossy old lady.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shock to me.
Yeah, so she's actually like fucking cute as hell. Anyway, but yeah, her voice of the Japanese version is way cuter.
That makes sense.
So, but yeah, like, but yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah, like, so basically the timeline, like, because as far as the anime is concerned, the timeline goes. You have the first season of Sailor Moon, which is the Queen Beryl arc. At the end of that, everybody dies, and then they get reborn with no memories of the events of that arc. In Sailor Moon R is broken up into two parts. The first part is Sailor Moon Returns, and in that part of the arc, there are two aliens aptly named Ailey and N. Not making that up. In the dub, they changed their names to Anne and Alan and completely ruined the joke. But in the Japanese version, their names are Ailey and N. Anyway, so during that arc, Alien and show up on Earth and try to steal people's energy, and Luna, who because the cats didn't die, they're the only characters that didn't die during the first arc. So Luna ends up, basically feeling like she has no choice but to awaken Usagi's memories and, get her back into fighting shape so that she can stop whatever's happening. So she reluctantly unseals Sailor Moon's memories and restores her to the way she was, or restores her memories to the way she was, and so that she can fight again. And then and then she starts fighting by herself. Now, during that part of the story, and by the way, that part's not in the manga at all. Like, Alien N were completely original to the anime. But during that part of the story, Mamoru, or Tuxedo Kamen, he's lost his memories, so he won't consciously help her. So his subconscious goes berserk again and starts appearing as a character called the Moonlight Knight.
Damn.
So, and the Moonlight Knight dresses like, he dresses all in white, and he has like, and his outfit's more of like an Arabian type outfit with a face mask. You know, like instead of having the mask over his eyes, he's got like a mask over his mouth, like a ninja. You know, like, and he has a scimitar, like, and he fucking uses it occasionally.
Fucking scimitar?
Yes, he has like a fucking Arabic scimitar that he will use to attack monsters occasionally.
Wow.
You
He
know?
didn't know what to do, so he went Arabian Nights on her ass.
So he does that for a while, and then later on, Mamoru ends up getting his memories back, so the Moonlight Knight not being needed anymore because Mamoru will now protect her on his own, basically fuses with Mamoru, and you know, and he gets his powers as Tuxedo Kamen back, you know. So yeah. Because the Moonlight Knight was basically moving around as a completely separate entity, which confused the living shit out of Usagi. You know, because she's, you know, when she saw him, she's like, "Oh, it must be Mamoru," and then she sees them together at one point, and she's like, "Wait, what the fuck?" You know?
Oh.
You know, because like I said, basically the Moonlight Knight basically completely escaped Mamoru's body, like it was acting on his own. You know, like.
Jeez.
So that's how strong his will to protect her is. Like, so. But yeah, like, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, by the end of that first arc, I'm pretty sure everybody ends up getting their memories back, and they get a few new transformations to go with it. You know, because I think it's during that arc where Sailor Moon gets her brooch broken and has to put the crystal in it. So that's a thing. Anyway, in the second part of Sailor Moon, Chibiusa shows up, and then a group of invaders from the future who followed her there also show up, and you know, they have that whole thing, and then by the end of that part of the arc, the girls basically figure out who Chibiusa is and where she's from, and they decide to go to the future to help her out. And then the latter part of the last part of Sailor Moon R takes place in the future, and the you know, basically the invaders, the leader of the invaders is a guy called Prince Diamond. You know, who really, really likes Sailor Moon, and he's not taking no for an answer. Like,
Wow.
yeah, like there's a scene where he definitely tries to rape her. Anyway,
Not doing much.
yeah, like he has a third eye that he can use to control people, and he definitely tries to do stuff. You know, so hey, Caps, how's it going? But anyway, but it turns out that that Prince Diamond is being manipulated by the real bad guy of the series. The people in Prince Diamond and his people call the guy the Wise Man, but you know, he's like, I can't remember what his actual name is. It's like Death Phantom or something like that. You know, And yeah, he literally looks like the Grim fucking Reaper. He's, you know, and Sailor Moon and Chibiusa have to team up and use the power of 2 silver crystals to kill that guy. You know, and then let's see. After of course, all of the other villains have conveniently died. So, let's see. So, the arc after that is Sailor Moon S, and or the series, I guess the season after that, you know, whatever. But anyway, Sailor Moon S, the villains are kind of a weird group of people. They're technically scientists, I guess, and they're trying to harness an unusual energy, and the source, I guess, of their fixation is Sailor Saturn, right? But of course, nobody knows at the time that it's Sailor Saturn. And the problem is that Sailor Saturn has basically at the time been possessed by a external threat called Pharaoh 90.
Huh.
So Sailor Saturn it basically has 2 personalities during this arc, and one personality is her normal, sweet, gentle personality, and the other personality is Pharaoh 90, who wants to rule the universe. So, you know, so yeah, basically,
she got a whole pharaoh in there.
Yeah, so basically, during the course of the season, Sailor Saturn's regular personality makes friends with Chibiusa, Sailor Chibi Moon, and during the course of them, you know, getting to know each other, Pharaoh 90 realizes that Chibiusa's silver crystal is a great energy source, and that they get really strong when she's nearby. You know, so they end up kidnapping Chibiusa and draining her energy, and Sailor Saturn transforms into an adult version of herself called Mistress 9, which is basically piloted by Pharaoh 90. And then Sailor Moon ends up basically going inside of Mistress 9's mind and having a showdown with Pharaoh 90 to save Chibiusa, like, you know. And then Pharaoh 90 is destroyed, and Sailor Saturn reverts to being an infant. You know,
Damn.
like, and then during that whole mess, they have the outer Senshi show up, Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune, and they're looking for the 3 sacred treasures that can call forth the Holy Grail, and you know, so in the midst of, you know, in the midst of Pharaoh 90's plans, they've got that going on, and when they finally are able to summon the Holy Grail, it turns out, you know, like, because basically the Holy Grail is supposed to be used by the Messiah who will save the world, and of course the Messiah ends up turning out to be Sailor Moon. And the Holy Grail turns out to be a transformation item that transforms her into Super Sailor Moon. So, so yeah. Yeah, it's basically just Sailor Moon's messed up lore. And this is just the anime, because like I said, there's a lot of differences between the anime and the manga for Sailor Moon. It's crazy.
Yeah, who's the fucking scientist guy? That was her dad.
Yeah, it was her dad. Like basically, the main scientist who's kind of the main villain in the arc is her dad, but he's been corrupted by Pharaoh 90. Like, so.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like it was the guy being controlled or something, or if it was like separate entity body piloting him.
Yeah, I think it is. I think like Pharaoh 90 had like basically created like a shadow or subordinate and stuck it inside of him, like so, just so that that way they didn't have to like consciously control him the whole time. But yeah.
Yeah, I remember I saw some of the later episodes for that season, and the fucking like goons they were making and throwing over the city were pretty fucked up looking.
Yeah, well, the funny thing about that is that the Monster of the Week creatures for that series, it was all just like normal shit that they would throw into a like at one point they literally had basically like a magic microwave that would just turn any fucking thing they threw in there into a monster. Like
That sounds like Abba Rangers.
Yeah, it's kind of that.
Nice, Caps.
Anyway, Caps, I was I'd like to have like a border that shows like where my build area is. I was kind of waiting for you to get here because I'm bad at this. So no, it's okay. So I can see kind of on the map where everything is, but I'd like to have like a border around the edge of the area where it's safe to build in. And then I want to do what you suggested, make it kind of like comic book style frames with different images in them. And I've got a template for a tuxedo common that I want to do first. So, but anyway, yeah, but anyway, so after the arc with Sailor Saturn, they have the whole they do the whole circus thing, and the circus thing basically just kind of moves right into Sailor Moon Stars, because after they defeat Queen Nehelenia, she actually survives that shit, and then she shows up at the beginning of the Sailor Moon Stars, and I think Sailor Galaxia is basically like using her as like a pawn, like a disposable pawn at the time. And at the beginning of that series, Sailor Saturn ends up like fast aging from infancy back to her original age, and helping out. Like in the original series, like, because each of the Sailor Senshi has like their own like element or their own specialty or whatever. Sailor Saturn is basically like not supposed to do anything. like in the lore, she's not supposed to fight. Because her specialty is destruction. She just destroys things.
Demolition.
She's the soldier of silence, the soldier of ruin, the soldier of destruction. she's basically like the end of the world in a cute little package. So her role in the whole thing is to not do anything. But she does it anyway, so because she made friends with everybody, so yeah. But yeah, she has the greatest destructive power of pretty much any of them. So, and of course, coupled with the mind of a child. So, you can imagine how well that goes.
So she's friendly, but also has the power to demolish.
Yeah, she's very sweet. She has a lovely personality. When she's not being mind controlled by an evil space entity. But yeah, she's also stupid strong.
Yeah, that's insane.
So Yeah, like basically at the beginning of that series or of that season, Sailor Mars, who is in her regular life a Miko or Shrine Maiden, she keeps having prophetic nightmares, and in her nightmares, it just shows like her and all of her friends and the world just being destroyed. Like, and she keeps having that dream over and over and over again. Like, you know. So yeah, it kind of starts wearing on her after a while. But it's because of Sailor Saturn potentially being revived. Like that she's having those dreams. Like,
because only the kind-hearted ones are the most deadliest.
Yeah. So. But yeah. But yeah, in when Sailor Saturn first shows up, she has a really frail constitution, presumably because Pharaoh 90's been leeching off of her, you know, like a parasite, you know. Because after she's reborn and then after she turns back into an infant, she doesn't have that problem anymore. But But yeah, so Sailor Moon, like I said, is something where a lot of people that haven't seen it just assume that it's way more like tame than it really is. Like, you know, kind of like Cardcaptor Sakura. Cardcaptor Sakura. The characters' designs and everything for that look really cute, but then the relationships between the characters are like some shit from the Jerry Springer show, you know? Like you're just sitting there watching going, damn!
Yeah, right?
So, Cardcaptor Sakura, just to give you an idea, so one of the things in that lore is that people with high concentrations of magical power are attracted, like, sexually to other people with high concentrations of magical power. So there's a character in the series named Yukito, who's secretly the Moon Guardian Yue, right?
Uh-huh.
So the thing is, Sakura, being that she has magical potential, and quite a bit of it, has a huge crush on Yukito because he has a large quantity of magical power, you know. And when Shaoran shows up, he also has a crush on Yukito because for the same reason. So like, yeah, but it's one of those things where when they finally find out who Yukito is, like, basically Yukito has been borrowing magical power from Sakura's older brother in order to sustain himself because he can't produce magic power on his own and he needs it. So he ends up like bonding himself to Sakura as a servant, as Yue, and basically, you know, living off of her magic power, which is steadily growing. And so basically, since his magic power is hers, Shaoran stops seeing him as a romantic interest and starts crushing on Sakura instead. So, so it's really weird. You know, yeah. And Sakura kind of stops crushing on him too, and starts crushing on Shaoran instead. So it's like, yeah, but And then you have Sakura's cousin Maylin, who is basically in love with her. You know, you know, and then like, you know, like Maylin's mom was in love with Sakura's mom at some point. Like it was just like it's like, jeez, this is, you know. But yeah, just it's crazy like that, you know. Like is you know. And there's like a girl in Sakura's class who has a crush on their teacher, and like, you know, like, and Sakura's an elementary schooler, which in Japan can mean that they're up to 6th grader. So I think elementary schoolers at max in Japan are like 12, you know, so just to give you an idea, you know. I'm not sure if the kids in Cardcaptor Sakura are, but like this is the kind of shit that they get up to in that show. Like, they, you know, it's just messed up romantic relationships between characters and, you know, shit like that. But yeah. Cap's out here filling them blocks.
Yep.
No. Let's see, where's Caps at? Cap's going off. But yeah, I got rid of all of the, or most, not all of it, most of the pink blocks. I left the ones for their lips, but other than that, I just...
Yeah,
because when I saw it on the map, it was like too harsh. Like it was, you know, not.
Yeah, I always thought it was kind of annoying.
Like all the pink glass,
all the pink
like,
and the unnecessary spots.
Yeah, because like I left it for her eyes because her eyes are supposed to be pink, right. But for their lips, but for the legs and whatnot, I went ahead and got rid of it, and you know, because it just doesn't look the way that it does when you're looking at it from above like this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you look at, because you know, the effect that I had earlier was it made it more of a subdued sort of a color, but anyway. Oh, there we go.
Is that a little better?
Oh, hang on.
Sailor Venus looks a little goofy though, like on the map.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, I would just check that out just real quick.
Let's see. I'd say she looks all right. Wait, are the frog lights I put there coming up as pink? Oh,
Yeah, but thanks
shit.
stars.
Damn it. Oh well.
That's kind of funny.
Didn't expect them to be pink.
I mean, I guess.
So what I'd like... Oh dear. So what I'd like is to have like a border like along like the edge of the area that kind of shows me where I can and can't work, you know? Like, you know, like for example, like continuing this down to, until we get to the point where um, you know, that sort of thing, like to where I could see where I'm working, where I need to stop, you know, I guess is
Work where I need to stop. What
yeah.
a thing.
Like I just want to know what kind of spaces I have to work with before I start putting more stuff in, because I have a pixel, I have like a thing for Tuxedo Common that I want to do, but we need to kind of set the stage for it, you know, before I just start building wherever, you know. Caps is doing his Jeff Hardy.
Okay. That's much better.
Or is Matt Hardy delete deal? delete.
For a second, I genuinely thought you said leet for a second. Expect a lead beating.
delete. Oh man. Yeah, didn't expect those things to show up pink. It's interesting. Doesn't necessarily look bad though. In fact, it might look better that way. Honestly.
Yeah, looks more cosmic.
Yeah. Like but so like in this area, this area is kind of cut off of the edge of the picture, so we don't really need to do anything with the stuff on this side of the line. But like I need to know where to stop this line basically, like because I don't know, like... Okay, so this is going to be the bottom then? Okay. That's helpful. Yeah, because you have the map, so you can kind of see where... Because once I have the dimensions like that I can work in, I'd like to kind of make another sort of comic window over here and then start on that tuxedo common, like basically. So comic frame, whatever you want to call it. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Oh, man. This song. I swear. Don't do that. Thanks, appreciate it, Cabs. I'm going to go ahead and work on the canvas for this Tuxedo Common pixel art. Which I'm, of course, doing the hard way.
Mhm.
I messed this up. Oh, okay, yeah. Alright. Just be careful not to nuke the whole thing, Caps. Just kidding. Unless. Uh, Man, I'll be lucky if I get just the canvas done before the end of the stream. Jeez.
Right.
But yeah, this template that I found looks really cool. I'll feel confident enough to do my own yet. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And this particular character I noticed is pretty hard to do because, like, I found a lot of pixel art of this guy that looks like dog shit. So, you know. So this one actually made him look really cool, so I'm looking forward to it. Oh shit. But yeah, so in Sailor Moon, the protagonist's name is Skino Usagi. Ski in this context is Moon, and No is a possessive term. And then Usagi is rabbit. So taken together, it means rabbit of the moon. And it's a reference to a Japanese fable or folk tale about a rabbit who lives on the moon and makes rice cakes.
Huh.
So, and that same folk story, they actually reference it in Dragon Ball as well. There's a filler episode in the original Dragon Ball series where there's a character called Monster Carrot, who is a rabbit, and he has an ability that lets him change people into carrots by touching them. So,
Wow.
and after they defeat him, Goku ends up taking him to the moon with his Nyoibo, and leaving him there to make rice cakes, like as a punishment. And he tells him that if he makes rice cakes for a certain amount of time, he'll come back later and bring him down. But it's never revealed if he did that or not. You know, because it's a filler character, and I think everybody kind of forgot about him. But, so, presumably, when Master Roshi destroys the moon later, he killed the guy.
Wow.
So, you know, I mean, if he didn't die from being, in space before that, but, like, they basically, ignored that little detail, about Goku not being able to breathe in space for that particular episode. Anyway. So, yeah.
Jesus.
Headphones died. But yeah, so it's funny because the Sailor Moon characters all have names like that, like the Senshi themselves. So the inner Senshi all have no at the end of their surnames. They're which again is a possessive term in Japanese. So, like Sailor Mars, for example, her name is Hino Rei. So he, in this context, is fire, and Rei is spirit. So Hino Rei is spirit of fire. Yeah. Which is very fitting for the type of character she is. So. Let's see. Similarly, Sailor Mercury. Her name is Mizuno Ami. So in this context, Mizu is water, and Ami is net. So her name, it basically means net of water.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, there's a bit of a thing with Sailor Mercury, because Sailor Mercury in Sailor Moon is like all of her attacks are like ice element, right? So she has a lot of ice element moves, and a lot of American viewers have trouble understanding that because Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. It's really hot, so you would think like Pluto would be the ice planet. But the thing is, the Japanese word for the planet Mercury is not taken from the Greek mythology, and the Japanese word for the planet Mercury essentially means frozen star. So, so that's where they're getting the thing with Sailor Mercury having ice powers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. The outer senshi do not keep up the same naming convention that the inner senshi have. So the inner senshi all have have no at the end of their surnames. The outer senshi have O at the end of their surnames, which is as in king. So Sailor Uranus, for example, is Haruka Tenno. Tenno means like ten means like heavens or sky. So basically she's Heaven King is her surname. And Sailor Uranus is the Soldier of Sky. So it's even though her attacks are basically Earth Elemental for some reason. Sailor Neptune, on the other hand, her name is Michiru Kaio, or Kaio Michiru. And as we know from the Pokemon, Kaio means Ocean King. So, hey, Black Red Pill.
Yo.
Salvor, what's up? So, and of course, Sailor Neptune, similar to the god Neptune, has water powers, basically. So, yeah. So, the it's spelled like this. When they localized Kyogre for the English-speaking audience, they chose to change the spelling so to make it easier for Americans to pronounce. But for those of us who are used to Japanese phonetics, it really just kind of confused the shit out of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Crazy.
Same thing with Raikou. So Raikou technically doesn't need the O in its name. They just added it to make it phonetically easier for Americans to pronounce. There are some translators who will put an O at the end of Goku for the same reason. It's because they're trying to get Americans to pronounce it the way that you would the word you.
Right.
So, but yeah, if you look at Kyogre, the way its Japanese phonetics are, it's Kai-O-ga. So,
that's epic.
Yeah. The ga at the end of that, incidentally, like in that particular context, the oga is meant to be reminiscent of the English word ogre, so it is meant to have that. But the ga in Japanese can mean fang, and Kyogre definitely has a fang or two. So
yeah.
So, for example, Inuyasha's Tetsaiga is steel cleaving fang. It's Tetsusaiga. But like I said, they pronounce it more. They kind of skip the second U, or that U at the end of Tetsu, so it's like Tetsaiga. But yeah, Sesshomaru's sword in Inuyasha is called Tenseiga, and Tensei is the Japanese word for reincarnation. So it's basically reincarnation fang, and Tenseiga in Inuyasha is not able to cut anything. It's a sword that brings people back from the dead. Basically, it's used to destroy the Shinigami that are trying to drag a soul off to the afterlife, and when you do that, it revives the person that you're from death. You know, so it's kind of interesting. Yeah. Yeah, the Japanese word for dog is inu, so Inuyasha is it's just. Although sometimes in slang, it's like sort of a slangy context, people refer to dog as wanchan. Wan is the Japanese word for the sound a dog makes. So you sometimes hear people referring to little dogs as wanchan because they're they're barking because they're little yap factories. Anyway, so.
Just had a raid where my ally tried to KO my Azurill to sink the raid, and intentionally Azurill lived, and broke the shield, and we won. Nice. That's kind of epic.
Yeah. So there's actually a Ranma 1/2 movie based on the tale of the Peach Boy, right? There's a the villain for the movie is named Toma, and he's based on Momotaro, and he has 3 servants who are a dog, a monkey, and a pheasant, respectively. The dog from the dog guy from that movie is called Wonton, which is, of course, it's a pun based on the food and, of course, the sound that a dog makes. So, Yap Factory is the perfect name for a puppy. Some breeds, some breeds, even after they're not puppies anymore, they just yap nonstop, and it's annoying. Yeah. Just reminds me of that Far Side comic. There's an old Far Side strip. It's the caption at the bottom says there was a loud whumph, and Muffy's familiar yipping ceased. Only the sound of Ed's football game could be heard emanating from the room. And then the picture is just a guy, and he's got a flat dog on the bottom of his shoe. Like he just fucking stepped on the dog, like stomped on the dog because it would stop fucking barking.
Brutal.
Oh man, I love The Far Side. The interesting thing about The Far Side is that Gary Larson, the guy who was writing it, just like he didn't get canceled or anything. He just stopped writing one day. He's just like, okay, I'm done. Like, and he just stopped writing The Far Side and never, as far as I know, never really did anything else again. He still makes tons of money selling like the calendars and book compilations of the series, but he hasn't written anything. He hasn't written or drawn anything new for it in forever. So, but I used to look forward to that series so much, you know, because it was all just like one frame, one panel type comics like that, where it was just, you know. But yeah. Like, cow tools, yeah.
Cow tool.
So The Far Side actually gave us a scientific term at one point. So there's a Far Side comic where it's a bunch of cavemen and they're gathered around like basically a chalkboard, you know, and they're looking at a drawing of a Stegosaurus tail, right? And one of the caption at the bottom, like you know, because one of the cavemen has like a pointer and he's pointing to it, and the caption at the bottom says, "We call this part of this of the Thagomizer after the late Thag Stevens." You know, like, you know, the implication being that Thag was murdered by a Stegosaurus. But anyway, some alert scientists saw that Far Side strip and said, "Wait a minute, we don't have a name for that part of the Stegosaurus yet," and so they named it officially the Thagomizer. So the spiked part of a Stegosaurus's tail is called the Thagomizer because of a stupid Far Side strip. Oh man. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It was just freaking hilarious. Like, you know, like The Far Side would always have some just crazy shit in it, and that's you never knew what to expect, and it's just one panel that would make you laugh, and that's the great thing about it. Like they had one. It was two birds, and they're sitting on the handle of a baby carriage. And one of them is talking to the other one, and then the caption underneath says, "I've been stuffing worms into it all day, and it's still hungry." It's just, man, jeez.
I'll tell you one thing though, Dalvor. They don't believe in the babies.
Oh man.
And they don't know what Pokemon true potential is.
Man. So here's a question.
Yeah.
Can you use Doodle to copy one of your allies' abilities onto the rest of the team?
I don't know.
Like in a raid? Because if you can, I has plans. let me check. Let me. I need to know.
Doodle can't copy allies. Well, Hugo, it won't work.
Let's see. Signature move of Grafii.
Let me see.
Dual changes the abilities of the user and any ally to the targeted Pokemon's ability. Doodle will fail if either the target, the user, or the user's ally have any of the following abilities. As one, Battle Bond. Comatose, Commander Disguise, Gulp Missile, Ice Face, Multi-Type, Poison Puppeteer, Power Construct. Photosynthesis, Quark Drive, RKS, System Schooling, Shields Down, Stance Change, or Zen Mode. Oh, may affect any adjacent foe, but not allies. Okay, yeah, so it can't... Okay. Alright.
Well, that answers that.
Okay. But we do have the resources to make this shit work. I'm just saying. Because we have Gengar.
Wait, what?
Gengar gets roleplay and entrainment.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So Gengar can, technically any Pokemon with Skill Swap would work too, because you just need to get a certain Mon's ability over to the enemy, and then Skill Swap. But Gengar gets Reflect type too. Yeah.
Oh, Fox also learned roleplay.
Yeah. So basically, knowing everything that I know now, this strat would probably be better to use against a special attacking mon, like a raid boss that is a special attacker.
Yeah.
But the idea would be to get huge power onto the opposing mon and then doodle it onto Slacking.
So basically passing off of Azurill onto the enemy so that the other person can doodle it.
Yeah. Now, you could, like I said, if you had a skill swap mon, you could skill swap entrainment off of Slacking, and then give it to the enemy, and then get the huge power and put that on Slacking instead. But that way you get Truant onto the enemy Pokemon, which is hilarious.
How much effort would that possibly take, though?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, as long as skill swap works against Truant, then you're crashing. All right, see you later, Quint. But yeah, it's like the skill swapping would take a long time, whereas,
I mean, I can manage it with my taking time.
Yeah.
Or any of my other skill swappers.
Ideally, you would probably want to have a skill swapper and an entrainer. So you could just, like if it had skill swap and entrainment, then you could just skill swap the fucking you could skill swap the huge power, and then get it onto Slacking, and then you could give the, I don't know. It's just something where, like, ideally you want Slacking to end up with huge power and the enemy to end up with Slacking's Truant. So,
Yeah, so I have
it would be funny.
On my Tinkaton, Calyrex, and Hoopa. My entrainment users are Lilligant and Mulgani.
Yeah. So, I mean, alternatively, like I said, you could just do like raids for like Azumarill, and just bring a freaking doodle strat. Just doodle the frickin', and then you just have something with Worry Seed. Get rid of its huge power after that.
Yeah, Bonnie can certainly learn Worry
Yeah.
Seed, I think.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm just it's just the idea is kind of in its infancy at the moment, but I just kind of wanted to spitball for a while. Skill swap Malamar and Doodle Grafai would be insane against Dragonite.
Oh yeah, those 6-star Dragonites that like to get up to +6 with Dragon Dance.
So you just give it contrary, and then they just sit there and Dragon Dance themselves to -6, and then meanwhile everybody else is getting buffed every time the thing tries to do a stat drop. Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You can do that against Corviknight too, yeah.
Yeah.
Or any natural...
Any mon that just sits there and buffs itself, I think is fair game for that type of strat.
Anything that buffs itself naturally.
And then you just bring a bunch of mons that have, like, close combat or V-Create or, just Dragon Ascent,
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Honestly, that strat takes less time than the crazy huge power truant thing.
Yeah. What would be, like, you could bring a Slacking to that, and then just have somebody have Charm.
Oh, I have a Charm user.
And then just use it to lower Slacking's attack, but he's got Contrary, so it just buffs the shit out of it instead.
I have Charm on Resprit, and I have Feather Dance on Despatra.
Grafia gets Parting Shot, yo. It's gross.
Yeah.
So you already have Grafia there for Doodle, so you just do that. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that's broken. That would be hilarious. I feel like we got to do this now. Like,
one of these days we gotta do an Herba grinding stream where we just try that strat.
Yeah, well, because I need more salties. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There was a time where I was soloing a flying type Horseworm raid, and it dropped like 3 salty herbas. And I was like, whoa.
Need more salties this Christmas. Like, I need more salty herbas. Like, I actually already got some from Larry. Like, I actually got Larry to do his trade with me. So, because yeah, I know Larry gives you like what, 3? Does he do that every time you beat him? By the way, like give you 3 salties?
No, he gives you other stuff.
Okay. I was gonna say that would be busted if you just farm salties that way.
I managed to get Drayton to trade his Duraludon over to me.
Oh wow. But yeah, I actually unlocked the second set of people for the thing, like or I guess the first extra set of people. So anyway, I need to unlock more shit. Like you gave Drayton a Comfey.
Oh, I just gave him one of my sponsors. I actually need to catch more random non-shiny shit so that I can trade them away.
Yeah. Well, I have a bunch of shit that I caught while I was putting the Pokedex together, so that's not a problem for me. I'm just like, oh, here, have this.
Yeah.
Oh, man. man, though. Good. This campus is going to take a while. Is a creative mode toggle house now? Yo. So there you go, Solus, if you want to get into creative mode.
Oh, well, thanks. I'll check that out later.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
Kieran will trade you an Applin, so you're going to hunt a love disc? Why,
Special
just...
dog lean into the pun.
Oh, man. I still have so much more of that freaking DLC to do.
Yeah. I still have some legendaries to catch.
Oh, Applin and Sword and Shield is a mon that you give to people you have a crush on? Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Look, this has the same general, yeah.
Still need to excuse me. Still need to figure out where that peach thing is too.
Oh, Pet Run, that's an event, that's an epilogue they haven't released yet.
I haven't released it yet? What the fuck?
Nope. Apparently it's coming up on January the 11th.
What the fuck is that?
Yes,
like
January.
Oh my
January 11th, we're getting a DLC item that'll let you play the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember events?
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy though. They spent all this time like, oh yeah, we got all this DLC, and then they're like, oh, just kidding, it's not done yet.
Right.
I guess that explains why I haven't seen a shit ton of people using it.
Yeah.
Alright, well. Yeah, I got my Paradox Legend Doggies. So
Yeah.
If anybody has Scarlet, I would love to trade and trade back, like spot trade for those.
yeah.
Because I got the Iron Legends, but I don't have the other two yet, and I need to fill out my Pokedex.
Oh yeah. I finished mine because Solus helped me out with the violet ones.
I helped him with Iron Crown and Boulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking can't even find the damn things online.
Yeah.
Like GTS right now is kind of a pain in the ass. You're not getting shit from it.
Right.
Yeah, GTS and Gen 6 and 7 have been going downhill as of present day.
Yeah, GTS not the greatest thing. Like the Pokemon Home GTS is not great, but you know.
Right.
It's better than the one that exists in the game, which is nothing, so, you know. They haven't had in-game GTS in a minute.
Solus, check the Mince Raft channel.
Okay.
Mincing rafts.
Survival and creative switches. Nice.
Oh, nice.
I will look into those in a bit.
Alright. Seems like I'm getting close to finishing this canvas, which is nice. It looks like that might be the only thing I get done this stream as far as building stuff, but at least it'll be ready to go next time.
Next week will be New Year's Eve, so you better bring your tuxedo flask.
Tuxedo flask.
Right.
What the fuck? Yeah. New Year's Steve Minecraft podcast.
Oh my god, Hunger, we have to do that. It's like, it's Christmas Steve.
Christmas Steve
New
is here.
Year's Steve. You know you want to.
Oh, man.
You know you want to.
It's too funny. Oh, the puns.
Oh god. I hear something rattling in my controller.
It's destiny. Oh, man. Ah. Crit captured. Nice. Well, it won't let you trade them shinies, so, you know.
Yeah, I think he means a rare mark of regular.
I know. Alright. So if you trade the love disc to him on Christmas, then next year you can be like, last Christmas I gave you my heart.
Oh my god.
Just nickname it My Heart.
My heart.
Oh.
Thinking of giving him Ogre Pawn has
You
me
want to try
dying.
giving him Ogre Pawn? Oh, no. Oh.
That's kind of a risky yet bold thing to do.
Oh, you can't trade legendaries? Oh.
Ah, well, there goes that.
I want to see if you could trade nicknamed Pokemon to them. Because I'm going to start nicknaming them nudes. Just so it says sending nudes to...
Come on. I don't think they use them in
I
battle.
don't think they do.
We can trade them to them. I'm gonna see if I can try to get Lucy to trade one of her mons to me. Or Lacey, or whatever her name is.
Ooh, I want to try to nickname them on dick pics. So it's just sending dick pics to... Yeah. Sending dick pics to the nurse, yes! Oh, man. I gotta try that. I gotta try that. I'll like nickname an Orthworm dick pics.
Just a random one.
Oh, man. Can you imagine?
And I'll catch a cloister named Nude.
Oh, Ditto? Okay. Oh my gosh. Right.
Ditto can become the dick pics both ways. Just making sure I have buttons to work.
Oh man. Missiles will be sent to North Korea.
Any shinies I'm interested in? Well, I have just about every single one of them from this DLC.
Yeah.
Except I am thinking about getting Olin, Grimer, and Finnegan again.
Name a Pokemon Anthrax and send it to to one of the... Like, just pick one that you don't like and be like sending Anthrax to... Oh, terrible. Holy...
The whole hill and herpes.
Yeah, just name one STDs. Sending STDs to.
Oh, I got Lacey to trade with me.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Did you give her AIDS?
Oh, a snubble. Okay.
Sending SWAT van to your house. Oh, legit Christmas gift. Okay.
All right, sure.
Yeah. Did you know that Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader always know what they got each other for Christmas? Because they can use the Force to sense each other's presence.
Give me a second, Tom.
Such a terrible joke.
I'm sending her the. There you go. Oh, how many trades do I need to do to unlock this ultimate super boss?
10.
Hmm?
10. You have to do 10 trades.
Oh, 10, okay. So that's 2 down, and now I need 8 left. Okay, I'm ready to trade. Trade 313. Okay, 30. There we go. Let me see. What can I send you?
A Motleyest Mark Delibird.
Oh, here we go. Thanks for the free fencing.
Alright. I completed the canvas just as we hit 2 in the morning.
Oh, it's a jumbo Fennekin? Oh, jeez.
Big fox.
Nice.
Huge fox.
Alright, enjoy Green Pants McGee.
Man. He must really give a fox. Alright.
No problem. I guess, Alright, sure. Alright, well,
Okay, let's see
Oh, you even sent it with it holding the Eviolite. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Galvar. Yeah. Pretty good.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we should be fine then.
What do you mean you can't learn expanding force?
Oh, I see. This should actually be like a dark gray color then. Give me Okay. Yeah, no, I screwed this up. Okay. Hang on. I was right the first time it was. This is infuriating.
Okay, so
Okay. Wait, no. It's one lower. Did you miss it? Miss what? Did you miss this?
メリークリスマスアンダーハッピーニューイヤー
Honestly, I feel like you kind of showed up at the good part. Now, actually, I'm probably going to be ending here in a little bit, so. Let's see here. Let's see here. jeez. There we go. Oh, goodness. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to look really nice when it's done. It wasn't how I envisioned it at first, but I think it'll wind up better this way. Let's see, 7. Should probably set up the rest of my palette here, so let me do that real quick. There we go. At least gets that down. And then where the hell is it? else is off. Ah. Okay. I believe that fixed it. Yeah, that fixes it. Oh, jeez. Man. Let's see, where's that one? Hang on.
Rip.
I added it last week. Where did I put it? Don't tell me I got rid of it. Man, where did I put that fucking thing?
Alright, I think I'm gonna call it.
Okay.
Merry Christmas, Hunger.
Alright, you too.
Merry Christmas, Caps.
Alright, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
There we go. There we are. Oh, man. Works. I added that last week, but I guess I got rid of it. It's very sad.
Mhm.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
Alright. So. You've done it. You were able to get at least a half an hour of sleep. Good job.
Nice.
Alrighty. Okay. Jeez. Whew. He's already kind of recognizable. It's kind of crazy. Okay. I might have messed up somewhere. I'm just looking at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to do this whole thing right now might have been a bit much. Yeah, it's off. It's off somehow. This. So let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff and then figure out where we messed up. messed up on the count somewhere, so... Okay, so we got this long bit. And this one should be 5. Alright, which is fine. We have another 5. 1, 2. Yeah, that's fine. And 2 4s. Then 4 3s. So 1, 2. 3. Still off somehow. I don't know how. Oh, no, it's not off. We're fine. Okay, well. think. This is going to be. Nope. I think so.
Just a boy, Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am. But right in front of me was the answer. On Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this
Good grief. Swear to God, our trader's about to fucking die. Bitch. Nah. Here, consume some flaming death.
No, okay.
Yes! Yes! Get out of here, bitch. Alright. He just had to piss me off. He just had to. He wouldn't fucking stop. You saw it? You saw it, didn't you? I asked him super politely to stop pissing me off, and he fucking wouldn't. Okay. Alright, well, I've already streamed for about an hour longer than I meant to. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. I'm going to keep going on the next one, so we should be able to hopefully finish Tuxedo Common next time. He's already coming along really nicely. I think he's a little bit smaller of a template than the other one, so the scale's a lot different. So you can see his foot there. Like that's basically what I've got done so far. Is 1 foot with another one almost done. So anyway, so
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah, I'll do some more work on that next time. So look forward to that. Let's see. I want to thank everybody so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. Thanks again to Dalvor for the dono. And of course, as always,
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year!
and I hope everybody has a great day. Bye-bye.
Good night.